Can your former executive join a competitor the very next day? Share and like. Imagine this situation. After several years of working together, a company and one of its senior executives decide it's time to part ways. Expectations have changed, priorities have shifted, or both sides simply believe a new chapter is appropriate. There are countless reasons why a professional relationship may come to an end. Instead of a conflict, they negotiate a professional separation. All compensation is paid, the paperwork is completed, and the relationship ends on a respectful and amicable terms. Yet one important decision remains. What happens the next day? A senior executive does not live with a severance payment alone. They live with years of knowledge about customers, suppliers, business strategies, internal processes, and commercial relationships that help to build the company's success. This is where many businesses overlook an important reality. The greatest risks do not always exist during employment. Quite often, they arise after the employment relationship has ended. We are not talking about bad faith, no. We are talking about perfectly normal business situations. A former executive may join another company in the same industry, perhaps start a new venture, or become involved in activities that naturally benefit from the experience and knowledge acquired over many years. This leads a key question. Can a former executive work for a competitor the very next day? In principle, yes, leaving a company does not automatically take away someone's rights to work. However, it is always possible for both parties to negotiate certain post-employment restrictions as part of a professional separation. For example, a former executive may agree not to work for direct competitors, or not to use certain business relationships or strategic information for a limited period of time, often in exchange for a financial compensation. This is precisely what these agreements are designed to address. Most employers are familiar with confidentiality agreements. What is less commonly discussed are non-compete obligations and restrictions on soliciting employees, customers, or suppliers after the employment relationship ends. When we talk about strategic positions, a company's most valuable assets are often not its buildings, software, equipment. No, they are its knowledge, relationships, or market positions, or perhaps distribution channel secrets, or whatever it may be. I want to make sure this is not only a concern for multinational corporations. The same issues can arise in a manufacturing company, a distributor, an importer, a technology business, or a growing family-owned enterprise. Any organization that relies on valuable information, business relationships, or specialized know-how may face similar challenges. At the same time, these agreements are not intended to prevent people from earning a living. Well-structured agreements may seek to balance two legitimate interests: the executive's right to continue their career and the company's right to protect valuable business assets developed over many years. For that reason, restrictions are often limited in duration and scope and may include financial consideration. If you are dealing with a senior executive departure and would like to see how this concept can be documented in practice, we have developed a Spanish language confidentiality, non-compete, and non-solicitation agreement specifically designed for negotiated executive separations. The document includes confidentiality provisions, non-compete obligations, employee, customer, and supplier non-solicitation clauses, as well as practical mechanisms for managing post-employment obligations. Finally, these executive agreements should not be confused with the standard confidentiality agreements many employees sign when they are hired. Although they may share similar terminology, or even title, at least partially, they serve different purposes. Executive separation agreements are specifically designed to address obligations and restrictions that may continue after employment has ended. Amestegui, Asesores Laborales Productivity builds on legal certainty and trust.